Welcome back to Mr. Brown's Classroom for week 5, and you are watching maths today. Let's have a look at our topic for today. It is division. So let's go have a look at what's in store for division this week. So we're looking at our learning routine overview here for maths, and we can see it is our division topic. Again, as always, you've got your answers to your mathematicals up here and the parent guide here to help those at home. And we also have our division video down here in the blue. Make sure you watch that video before you attempt any of the tasks. Last week we had a few people trying to complete tasks without watching the video, and it was very obvious that they hadn't because there were some silly mistakes being made. Please make sure you do watch that video before having a go at your activities. Then also have a look here at your mathletics task. You've got plenty to do here through your mathletics today. And we also had a few people asking still that their activities aren't showing up in mathletics. Please make sure that when you go into mathletics, you can see here that you are set up for class 6Z. If you're still showing up for your class that you may be, 6B, 6O, 6W, please change that over to 6Z and you'll see all your activities there waiting for you. We have our math mentals that you're going to be completing each day. Don't race ahead and do them all in one day. The activity here is that you're going to go through and complete one per day to get that brain firing before you start your math activity for the day. In activity 1, we're looking at our Math Antics worksheet, and you're going to be completing some division here. Now, these are going to include some remainders at times. So we're looking at 3 into 8. Well, 3 goes into 8 2 times, and there are 2 left over. That is the remainder. Whatever is left over that it does not go into the number evenly is your remainder. Just a reminder there for those people who might be asking. So you would look at 7. How many times does 7 go into 22? You would put your answer, and if you have any remainders, that would go next to it with an R. That R indicates that you have a remainder. So going through and completing those for us, 2 activity sheets there with plenty of practice for you. In activity 2, we're having a look at our mental division strategies, first of all with our inverse operations. So we know that multiplication and division are inverse operations, which means that 8 times 9 is 72. So if 72 divided by 9, the answer has to be 8. It's just like a fact family that you may have completed with addition and subtraction in the past, but it works the same with multiplication and division. So if 8 times something gives you 24, 24 divided by 8 would have to give you the same answer. You're filling in those boxes there to show your understanding. Then you're going to use your knowledge of multiplication to help you mentally solve these problems. 36 divided by 3, well, 3 times what would give you 36? That's what we're looking for, that you understand that. Then you're going to have a go at these word problems. You're going to answer those. Remember, a word problem needs a word answer. So don't just give me your working out and answer in a numerical form. You also need to write that answer out in a sentence. As you scroll down the page, you're going to see your clipboard here. That indicates to you that your teacher is looking to give you feedback on this one. This one here, we're looking at a different strategy now of our split strategy. We're going to split our number up into smaller chunks and do the division in that way. So let's have a look. 68 divided by 2. How could I do that? Well, one way you could do it is breaking it down into 60 and 8. 60 divided by 2 would give me 30. 8 divided by 2 would give me 4. I would add those two numbers together, 30 plus 4, would give me 34. That shows me that if 68 was divided by 2, I would get the answer 34. And that's completed just by using that split strategy. Let's have a look at the first one together. Using the split strategy, divide these numbers. Well, 112. I can break that into 2 smaller chunks of 80 and 32. 80 plus 32 would give me 112. Now that I'm looking at that, I'm going to go 80 divided by, well, it's still divided by 8. 80 divided by 8 would give me an answer. 32 divided by 8 would give me the next part of that answer. I would add those two values together, and that would give me my overall answer. Now, this one's up to you. You can choose your own strategy. If you want to use the split strategy that we learnt, you could use that. Otherwise, you could use any other division strategy that we've worked on. And you're going to try and complete these sums. So 68 divided by 16, you're going to complete that equation and answer that in that box. You've got 6 to complete here. And again, choosing another strategy, you're going to answer these word problems. Once again, word problems require word answers. You'll see a new way of doing division as well, using factors. So we're going to go through and complete our factors and answer as many factors as we know from there, and generate two sets of factors for each of these numbers. The first one's been done for you. 64, well, 8 times 8 and 32 times 2. That's going to give me the answer of 64. Go through and complete each of those. Then, factor trees help us work out the prime factors of numbers. Prime factors are those factors that cannot be divided any further, except by themselves and 1. So, 50 and 5. 5 is our prime factor. It cannot break down any smaller. But there is another number here that has helped us go 5 into 50. So that's going to give us that answer there and break that down further. Then we're going to complete our equation at the bottom. Find the answer to these. What are some common factors of 24 and 60? Now remember, a common factor is any numbers that are used as a factor for both the numbers 24 and 60. Not one that is only used in 24 and only used in 60. For an example, the number 10. 10 would be used in the factors of 60. However, it would not be used for 24. So it is not a common factor. We are looking at the common factors. Also, the highest common factor. So what is the highest common factor of 75 and 125, 36 and 63? We're now having a look at our final strategy for this week, and that is dividing by multiples of 10. So if we're dividing a number by 10, it makes it smaller by one place value. So if you've got the number 80, we're dividing that by 10, which would give us 8. We've moved that number one place along the number line, or reduced it by one place value. Looking at 100, dividing by 100 makes a number smaller by two place values. So if we had the number 80 and we're dividing it by 100, we're moving that number two places along the number line in our place value. So 80 would be moved along to the tenths. So 80 divided by 100 gives you 8 tenths, or 0.8. Dividing it by 1,000 makes it smaller by three place values. 80 divided by 1,000 would give us 0.08, or 8/100. Now, let's use that strategy to help us with these questions. So, 550 divided by 10 would give you what answer? Well, we need to move it along the place value by one place. So we would move that along by one place to give us the answer that we're going to put in that box. In B, E, and H, you're moving the same number, this time by 100. So you're moving it by two place values. And the same number again, being moved in 1,000, we're moving it three place values. So the same number, but this time you're moving it three place values along. We can also look at dividing multiples of 10, such as 10, 20, in two parts. Look at 480. We're going to divide that by 40. Well, 480 divided by 10 divided by 4, or 480 divided by 4, then again divided by 10. So 270 divided by 30. Well, divide 270 by 10. Ooh, look at that. You could even move it one place value. Then divide that number by 3. That should help you get to that answer. Well, that's it for maths this week, looking at division. Click here to watch the English video to help you with your English task for the week if you haven't done so already. And click here to subscribe for any regular updates that may come out. I thank you for watching Mr. Brown's Classroom this week. Stay safe. Hopefully we'll see you soon.